What's up, everybody? This is Rich, drummer of the band Downsiid, and you're watching me on ChelseaEntertainment.com. Wow, we could be here for a while. um, the band was established 11 years ago this year in 2012. It's going to be 11 years. It just happened to start it when I was in the Army and had a couple other guys that was in the Army, and we started the band, got out the Army, kept it going, and long story short, we're still here, you know. It's been a long ride, a lot of cool things, a lot of, work with a lot of great people, a lot of big bands, producers, tours, and that's pretty, long story short, that's pretty much how, where we are today. The band, when we started the band, it was originally more of a hardcore band. It was really hard, within that year. I met String, our lead singer now, and we changed the sound, and it went more into this rap rock type style, rapcore, I guess you want to call it. And then what we did over the years, we kind of started evolving into more of a hard rock sound, and still incorporating a little bit of that sound, the old sound, to it. So, like with this new record now, we're definitely in the hard rock genre, touching a little bit of the metal, very commercial, big hooks, big choruses, big guitar solos. It's developed into a whole different thing. And what's kind of cool is, they call us the original ghetto rockers because that's the kind of rap rock thing that we came up with. But we kind of dropped that a little bit. So definitely more of the hard rock now, like I said, commercial. And it just themes from having a good time to bad times. And now we're branching off to the new record, which is going to be called Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, which is going to be a concept album that's all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So that's pretty much what we're doing now. Oh, it's a big difference. I'm a big 80s fan, Motley Crue, one of my biggest bands, Tommy Lee, one of my biggest influence, obviously. And it was obviously sex, drugs, and rock and roll was the lifestyle then. It was all about having a good time, and then had, carefree moments, and nobody really cared. Obviously the music has changed a lot nowadays, the style, which you have more of the emo, hardcore, what I'm saying? It's a little different for us because it's not what we're used to, what we grew up with. So what we're trying to embody is the whole original rock and roll thing. It's kind of trying to bring it back to sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and having a good time and just party songs, Obviously, we're bringing back the guitar solos, and it's still modern, but we're still bringing the old. We're touching into the old stuff a little bit, and that's what a lot of music nowadays is missing out here, for us personally, what we see. So it's something that we're going to embody on this new record, and it's going to be really cool. We're really excited. Our starting time, when we started up, it was just like you said, it's very typical of a band. We were always trying to look for the best gigs, and we couldn't find them. We were playing in little bars. We were playing, had no money, to buy CDs or make CDs or record. It was tough, Then, when times get tough, there's certain band members that fall off, and there's certain members like myself and String and DJ AkirA we've still been pushing along. It doesn't matter how broke we've been or unhappy we've just been pushing. We always had a dream, and we ain't gonna stop. But once again, there's always those band members that unfortunately they fall off, and they just can't handle the pressure, I guess, or the bad times. But you know, just like any typical band, it's really hard. Anybody that's in the band or has been in the band, they know how hard it is. And even to this day, we have our hard moments, you know, but we have our really good moments, so it kind of balances everything off. I was born in Queens, New York, up in the East Coast, and my family is from Argentina, from South America. Mm-hmm. So they came, you know, they came here and back in the day, and we stayed here, and then we moved to Miami, Florida. That's where I grew up. That's where I was raised. That's where I went to school. And when I turned 18, instead of going to college, I went into the U.S. Army, and you know, did a couple of 6, 7 years there, and got out, and you know, here I am now playing rock and roll, playing music. Didn't want to do nothing different. And also on the side, we own a rock club here in Texas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we have a club out here, so that's we do everything we have to do. Music, entertainment. That's what we do. That's what we live. That's what we bleed. That's what we breathe. So it's called the Music Vault, and it's located in Central Texas in Harco Heights. It's actually still outside the Army base where I got out of. It's called Fort Hood, Texas. And it's a rock club. It's not really, well, I'll take that back. It's not really a rock club. It's a live music club. I do hip hop, I do rock, country rock. It doesn't matter. I do parties, I do it all. Anything has to do, once again, anything has to do with entertainment and having a good time. That's what we do. And that's what we're always going to do. So we've been around. We just came up on 4 years 2 weeks ago. So we've been doing it for 4 years now. Me, I have a partner. His name is Pete, and my DJ AkirA. He is the general manager and partner of the club also. And the other guys, they help me out with anything else I need with it. You know, if they're I have talented guys in the band that could DJ. You know, if they're DJ, they DJ. If not, they help me out in different other ways. But you know, I call it our club because it's our family. You know, we keep it going. I played music when I was a teenager. You know, I went to a music school, and I always played. And once I joined the Army, I stopped playing drums. You know, I was done. But my last year in the Army, we had bands that used to come out and pretty much, you know, they play for the soldiers, and they, you know, just entertainment for us, you know, and I just got this big motivation from it, and I just started doing it again. It was hard. You know, I was still in the Army, and then when I used to get off work, I used to go and play drums and with a little band here and there, and I just kept it going and named it Downsiid. So it was a little hard in the beginning, you know, but most of my guys were ex-military anyways. Like, once again, DJ AkirA, he was a Navy string. He was in the Army also. Dell, our rhythm guitar player, he was in the Army also. And then we just picked up a new bass player. He wasn't in the Army, but he lives in this whole Army area out here. That's where he grew up at. So everybody in the band's pretty much a veteran of the military, one way or another. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. You know, it's, you know, out here, you know, obviously we've been at war with Iraq and Afghanistan, obviously since 2003, and the base out here has been like the tip of the spear that, you know what I'm saying, that's been fighting out the war. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys out here have been out there about 6 to 7 times, you know, and they're obviously very war, you know, they're veterans. Bottom line, they fought. You know, some of them have been hurt. You know, it's lucky. You know, it's kind of weird you asked me that question, because at the same time, this week we're doing, on Thursday, with the band, we're doing a tour of the base, and then on Friday we're playing for the soldiers out there. So it's going to be a big festival out there, and Downsiid's playing, is headlining with some other big hip hop guys. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of bands, obviously the bands in the, in the United States, they support the bands. Excuse me, they support the military as much as possible. But I'll be honest with you, and there's some occasion I think sometimes they're kind of riding that coattail of the whole military thing, and you know what I'm saying. And I just don't see the genuine, uh, gesture behind their music for the military. And I think it's a quick way to sell a record, you know. Um,
Yeah.
so unless if you're in the trenches with these guys, if you unless you're, you know, signing autographs on post with them or eating lunch with them, which we're gonna do. Obviously, it's a big difference, Just don't, Sometimes a lot of bands will be writing a song about the army or the military, whoever it is, and they try to sell a million records off it, And but it's a big difference, like I said, trying to sell it and trying to be there with them. We've been trying to go to Iraq for the last 3 years. We got accepted, but we've been waiting for an opening for for 3 years, and so we're ready to go. They try to send us to like Japan or Hawaii. We don't want to go there. We want to go to Iraq or Afghanistan. We want to go where our soldiers are at. So until that moment comes up, we're not going to take nothing else until we get there. Rob Halford from Judas Priest, amazing. That was amazing, amazing show. I ain't gonna lie, and it was Dave Lombardo also from Slayer,
Oh
the
wow.
drummer from Slayer. Yeah, it was an amazing show. We were like, oh, what's going on? Non-point, Rehab, Primer 55 in the past, Tantric, Edema, um, Drowning Pool several times, Downsiid, which is Phil from Pantera. Um, uh, we do a lot of hip hop shows because of our old ways, like Little Flip. Actually, I'm doing a show with Little Flip this Friday. The guys from Swisher House, which is big hip hop guys, also. Um, Man, the list goes on. Taproot. Um, who else? Man, I could be here all day. We've done a lot. We've done a lot of cool bands. It's DJ AkirA. He does a lot of big parties,
Hmm.
and we were going to do. Okay, I'll be honest with you. We're supposed to be on we were supposed to be on some big summer uh, concert, and something happened, and we got kicked off the show. And so in return, we're like, you know what? We got kicked off the show, so we rented a bunch of boats. They cost like $1 million boats that we rented
Oh.
for one day, and we're selling tickets. We're gonna play on the boat. We have bikinis. We got a party. We're just making this big boat party that nobody has ever done. So it's kind of like a little rockin' cruise. So that's our own thing. Right now, we have all our old records for sale on iTunes. That's the easiest way to get it, unless you're on a live show. But the last record, we're really proud of because it kind of took us more into the mainstream, and it was produced by Roy Z from Halford and Judas Priest,
Oh wow.
and yeah, so he flew in from LA to Texas and recorded a record for us, and it was meant for a demo, and we just released it, so it's been selling great, and we keep selling out, so we can't complain. We're selling online, selling in live shows. Um, and now we're in the middle of recording a new record, like I said, and it's called Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. And it's going to be a double CD. One side is going to be all rock, and the other CD is going to be digital. And everything embodies the whole sex, drugs, and rock and roll title. So it has to do about everything. So very excited. It's going to be super amazing. I just heard some of the demos this past weekend. We're on the road. It's going to be amazing. I promise. If anybody never heard of Downsiid or has heard of Downsiid, you have to get this record when it comes out. It's going to be amazing. Right now we're going through a lot through Texas, obviously. So we're going to be everywhere through Texas. We got some big shows coming up. Actually, we just announced a show about an hour ago. Where it's going to be Downsiid with Rehab. Rehab, they won the Grammy for that Bartender song. We played with them a couple years ago. We're back going to do a couple shows with them. Primer 55, rapcore band from 2000. The guitar player is a bass player for Soulfly, Bobby Burns.
Oh.
So, yeah, so got some shows with them. So no major tour. But just got some big shows here and there for right now. Just really concentrating on getting this new record out, and then we're going to hit the road hard. We were just talking about this the other day. We're like, man, that's a place that we have never thought about ever playing, and the thought about doing it, I think, will be pretty amazing if we could. We don't know the logistics about it, and we would love to be there. If anybody wants to help us get down there, however we got to do this, man, please call us, email us. We'll be more than willing to come out there and do a couple shows and come back home. So other than that, man, check us out. Downsiid. It's spelled a little bit different. It's DOWNSIID. We're on Facebook. We love Facebook, on there all the time. Downsiid.com, Reverb Nation /Downsiid. So you can find us anywhere. So just put in the word, and you'll get a hold of us. I want a big thank you to everybody out there in India, all the fans, whatever, and Chelsea Entertainment, thank you so much. You guys rock. You guys are amazing. What you're doing. Please find more cool bands, put them on the site, and I hope everybody keeps watching. Much love and respect. Downsiid, baby.